Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And here I am at a new hiking trail. I've never been here, of course, because it's a new one, right? And anyway, I want to reach out to all of you, see how all of you are doing, and I hope you're getting out like Starlight is. Plus, if you are, make sure you get plenty of water. I have water with me as long as I drink it, right? I gotta drink that water when I bring it with me. But anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. Sorry, I'm getting everything mixed up here. You could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to be that change that you want to see in the world, so you can see that change in the world. And also you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can leave a message down below, beep beep beep. Plus you can also check out my playlist and share my videos with anyone. Plus, don't forget, you can check me out on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we go. Is hopefully I find a spot. I just tried to go on the trail, and it was bringing me trails that were getting smaller and smaller. So maybe this is where I'm supposed to go, because this is my first time. They're supposed to have a trail out here where it's like a tree tunnel, I guess is how you would kind of describe it. So I'm hoping, I thought I was on at least one of the trails, but that ended up getting really narrow. I had to stop that video and redo it again. So here we go. This is I've made videos on somewhat like this topic, but not exactly. So I really want to help people, because I made videos on this topic, but this will be different. I just kind of added a little bit the other day, and that gave me, when I did add a little bit of this topic in a video that I made yesterday, I decided, I really just want to explain more details about what I explained yesterday, and it was a part of yesterday's message that I put out. So anyway, this topic is, do you ever feel lost, in this, in life, like when I was on the trail earlier, it looked like I was getting lost because there were so many trails that went this way, that way. It just was, and that's why I ended up having to backtrack, because the trails were getting thinner and thinner, and it just would not been a good video for YouTube. If I wasn't recording, I would have walked through there just out of curiosity, but because I'm short of time today, because today is kind of like my vacation day. Even though I say that, it's not really my vacation day yet, until really tonight. Later on is really when it's going to start for my vacation time, to finally, I need to rest up. And so the universe has been telling me that I need to rest. But anyway, this topic here is about, feeling lost, is that maybe you're confused, you got certain things you're going through, or you don't know what direction to go. Maybe these are all different kind of things. Maybe there's something pulling you, where you're thinking about moving out of the area where you are, maybe trying something different. Maybe you want to, get another job, but you're not sure. How long have you been working on that, at that place, that job that you have? So are you happy? And maybe that's the whole reason why you want to get another job, right? Is because you're not happy. You're not happy with the one that you have, the job that they don't respect you. They don't pay you what you're worth, so, or you might be like Starlight, you might not even be doing your life purpose, and that you're like, I haven't found out why I'm here. What's my purpose in life? Why am I here? What does God want me to do? So maybe you're trying to do something that's more fulfilling. Maybe you realize the job that you've been doing all this time is just not fulfilling. Even some of you might get paid what you want, but it's just not filling you. It's not making you feel complete. It's not making you, you dread going to work. You could be dreading to go to work, or, maybe you're confused, like, what is God trying to tell you in your life? What is God trying to show you? What is the universe trying to show you in your life? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? I'm going to show you this. This is an old, I don't even know what kind of machine it is, but man, this baby is old. But look at this. I'm just going to zoom it in real quick because I can't really see it, but this is part of it. I'm just going to keep it here. So, why do you feel lost? Maybe, sometimes people think they have it all, but then when they think they have it all, they could have the job, the wife, the husband, the house, the car, and then they got their family, of course, but something is just off. It's off. There's something is just not right. There's something, that something feels off. Maybe, the relationship that you're in, you could have a wife or a husband, girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're just, something's off in that relationship. Or you could be somebody like Starlight, and where you're single, and hang on, I gotta get this little stick out of the trail. You could be somebody like Starlight where you're single, and you've been working on yourself. Or there's people that are single and they're not really working on themselves. I believe we're all working on ourselves, but some of us just might not really take it serious enough, and others like Starlight is taking it very serious. I'm giving 100% plus of myself to work on myself, especially in the situation I am in, so, like, how hard are you working in your life, and I just made a video yesterday about, are you working too hard? Or no, actually that's a different video. I already have a video. I gotta edit it though. That's a different video. Oops, sorry, wrong video title. But so you really got to ask yourself in life is got an itch. Is do you feel lost? Do you feel like, like there's more to life than what meets the eye? Do you feel lost and feel like, you hear things on like YouTube's, like maybe my channel, and maybe you're not just hearing things on my YouTube channel, maybe you're hearing things on other people's YouTube channel. We're just going to go through here, see what this is like, because this is about what it's supposed to be different trails similar like this. So we're just going to go down, just see what, I feel like I'm going down the rabbit's hole here, but it's supposed to be a trail that's really cool, and the trees kind of go over the whole trail like this. But anyway, do you feel lost? Do you feel like there's something missing? Do you feel like, how come you watch certain YouTube channels, and because I used to be there, that's why I can say this, is I was doing this years ago where I was watching YouTube videos, and some of it, I didn't get, but I just kept on watching and watching, because I'm like, there's got to be something to what they're saying, because everybody be, talking about it. And I'm not going to go any further. This is kind of a dead end, because I don't want to duck down that low. But, where you're like, okay, all these people are like, I feel like they're talking over my head, this channel, this YouTuber is talking about it. This YouTuber is talking about it, and this one. And that's how I felt years ago when I used to learn about the faux moon. I'm like, all these people are talking about this. It can't be fake, and I knew something really happened in my life. But are you feeling lost and you want answers? You there's more to life than what they are telling you. Like, the people out in society, the government, the churches, you know. A lot of people know stuff, but they don't want you to know that stuff. They want to keep people in the dark and feed them a lot of bullshit. And that's pretty much how this works, is that there's people that know what's going on, but they want to keep you in the dark. They want to put the blinds on you, because that way they can get more out of you, you know. They like when people are ignorant and that they don't know something, because that way they can deceive them, and that's, you know, they can do so much. You know, the more wisdom and knowledge you know, then you're not going to be one of those that they can deceive and trick. So it is wise to get out there and study and learn and figure out what is what, because you really don't want people deceiving you because you haven't taken the time out to study about stuff. You got questions, you got stuff going on in your headspace that you want to know, and it's like, okay, where do I get these answers, Starlight? I do. There's things I do want to know about. I want to know about this. I want to know about that. You know, would you like to know, you know, like, should you move or not? Should you, you know, like, is that job the job where you belong? Is that relationship that you're in, is it really the one that where you're supposed to be? You know, or if you're single, you know, are you gonna, you know, how are you gonna find that one? So the reason why I'm making this video is that it's really a lot related to the numbers and symbols. I got some symbols I got to look up, and I haven't looked them up yet, but I have them written down. So I do have to take time to check those out, because it's information to help me out to, to know what direction I'm supposed to go. And I know there's a lot of videos out there that they'll have videos, because I watch them all the time. It will be videos about numbers. Hang on, I got fuzz. Hang on. It will have, because I looked up a whole bunch of them today, you know, numbers over here, numbers there, numbers there. So I'm going to explain to you how these numbers work. That way, you know, you can understand how these numbers work, and so you can, like, not to get lost in the sauce by understanding, you know, what these numbers mean, you know, how to know what numbers you're supposed to look up, because I meet people all the time. I mean, I've met recently, you know, different men in different locations, you know, and if I, you know, like, they were short little visits, put it that way, you know, where I would talk to them for a little bit of time, and then I had to get going, I had to go. And because that just, you know, they were on a different, I'm going to actually, there's some people ahead of me, so I'm just going to go down on this little rabbit trail here. I'll say a rabbit trail, but it does bring me down somewhere over here by the water. And so you might feel lost. Like, don't you feel lost in here with Starlight, you know, not knowing where she's going to take us next? Well, in life, I was there a long time ago, you know, and I did get some help along the way to help me to find myself. I had to find myself, really. That is a big part of what was going on, is I had to find myself. And now that I'm getting to know who I am, you know, is that with the numbers, like I was doing today, is really what you're going to want to do is to, you could start, you know, you could try this one day. Just try this one day, is make plans ahead of time. Say, like, you know, when you're not working, and, you know, this is when you need all your attention, you know, need all your focus. And what you need to do is, you know, hopefully you could be doing this by yourself, you know, because then there's no distractions, you know, because this is what happens a lot, is we get distracted, and that's why things don't work out the right way, because distractions. But if you can be alone, go, you know, at least try to go, like, taking a trip like an hour away or even longer away from home. Go, go find a hiking trail, like an hour or more away from home, or if you've already hit those spots an hour away from your home, you're already gone to every hiking place, because that's happened to me many times as I've been traveling. So you might have to go more than an hour away from home, because it's got to be something fresh. And so what you want to do is just take a trip. You don't have to do this, but I really just want you to focus on doing this, on this like a homework assignment, and to understand these numbers and how they work, because I've been doing this for years now, but I don't think they have videos to explain the details that I'm going to put. So what you want to do is to find these numbers is when like when you take a road trip, number one, make sure you have a pen that works. And what I do is I sit, of course, in the driver's seat, and then in the passenger seat I will have a notebook, and mine's pretty long. It's a long, thin notebook, so it's small. And is that you gotta write numbers down. And when you don't just want to write any number down, is when you're on the road, only when your eye comes in contact to these numbers. Like if you're on route 51, you're on route 51, and so you're going to be on route 51 for a long time. So even though route 51 will have signs of 51 many times on the side of the road, it doesn't mean that you're going to always see every single number 51 on that road. So it could have, like the distance that you're going, maybe that number shows up 20 times, but maybe you only notice it, like 5 times. So this is about how this shows up, and these are how you're going to get those numbers. Is that these numbers are going to be all over, and even like the speed limit sign on Route 51, the speed limit sign, depending on what state, they have all different kinds of speed limit signs. And, especially if you're on the thruway, you're on a straightway, it could say 55 for a speed limit on a thruway or something, 60, 70, 80 is the highest I ever seen as far as traveling, where I'm like, oh my, I can go 80 here and not get pulled over? So depending on where you are is, so then say if the speed limit says 75, for you to go, and so when you're driving, you could be on Route 51, and then the speed limit sign would be 75, and just because the speed limit is 75 is that speed limit, it doesn't mean that you're going to always see the number pop up, because you're going to be paying attention to the cars. If there's cars on the road, of course there's going to be cars, but you wouldn't want to do this when it's busy. It's like a weekend would be really good, because then the traffic is all different, as long as it's not on a holiday, so you're not going to get all the people that you normally would get, like on time when you go to work, like 9 to 5, like especially in the morning or later on when people are getting out of work. So those are the times that you really wouldn't want to do the number thing, because that would not be safe. But when there's not a lot of people on the road, like on a weekend, like I've done that on the weekend, where I notice the traffic is different, and because people are not going to work in the morning and the afternoon, their schedules are different, and the kids are not going to school. So that would be a great time to take that trip, where you can really kind of pay attention to the road, but at the same time look at this is how it works. I gotta actually get out of the sun. This is really, Starlight cannot, I said that wrong. I haven't found that trail yet. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to. But I have to ask somebody. That's how you get things done, is to ask people. Hey, do you know where that trail is that I'm searching for? But anyway, with these numbers, is that those numbers are everywhere that you're trying to find. Like today, I can't tell you how many times I got the number 888, and then the same spot where the number was is 8888. So I have to look up, those numbers separately as, like, what does it mean when you see 888? And then separately, what does the other number mean, 8888? Now, I am serious. The universe will guide you with these numbers. And it's amazing. I've been doing this for years. And in the beginning, when I started doing this, like I said the other day, it was a little confusing. And I did know somebody that I told them about, I was like, wow, in 2016, I'm gonna just sit here because I'm getting hot, I gotta get I always put a blanket out everywhere for sitting. So everywhere I was going, I would get these numbers, and hang on. Oh, there we go. Hi, there I am. So like today I was getting the 888, 8888. So what does it mean when you see 888 or 8888? So those are messages for Starlight, not you guys. So what does it mean? And when you get these messages is, there's people will make different videos on those numbers, and so you really have to sometimes you might have to check out more than one video because they all are different. I got some of my favorites as far as YouTubers on the way they do their numbers video. So you're the more you actually learn about these numbers, it's so important. It really is. If you're lost, these numbers are going to help you, but you got to be patient. Not everything happens when you think it's going to happen. Sorry, I can't say sorry, but I'm going to. Everything doesn't happen when you think it's going to happen. And that's why it's so important to, be patient, because when you get messages from the universe, the archangels, is, these messages will guide you, and you can ask the universe, what kind of question do you have? What is it that you desire in life? What is it that you desire in life? What is it that you really desire, really the most thing that you desire? Start with the thing that you really desire, and you can ask the universe. I kind of go back and forth with God. Universe, when am I going to meet that special someone, when am I going to meet my twin flame? Or how? What do I need to do to meet my twin flame? Is there something I got to let go of to meet my twin flame? Where these are just things that I desire, the biggest thing that I desire. I know most of you would think, Starlight, you need money right now. God, the universe is taking care of all my needs. So, I know those are already taken care of. I don't have to worry about my needs being taken care of. I desire love in my life. And, so there's a man out there searching for me. It's kind of funny. And I'm out here searching for him, even though the twin flame is inside of me. But, at the same time, the twin flame is out there somewhere in the world to find and discover. So you might want to find out about the job, how are you going to know what the universe wants you to do for work? You can ask. If you're not sure about the job, or maybe you already know, but you're kind of hesitant to quit the job and give them, because you're thinking of your financial problem and, having a, kind of like what people do in relationships. They have one foot in a relationship, and then they don't want to let go of that one until they know they have another one to replace it. Not the greatest move at all. That might be a totally different if you are job searching, to But if you're afraid and you're not letting go of the job that you know, it could be, God might not you could, like think that, hey, yeah, I'll just keep my foot here in this, you know, on this job, and because I'm afraid to let go of that job, and I've had enough. I'm really sick and tired of how I'm being treated, or the toxic energy at work, or the pay that they're giving you, or the abuse that goes on at work. But you're hanging on to that job, and like, when are you going to have time to even look for a job when you're always working at that job? How are you going to find that other job? And now these days you can go online. I understand that. But if you're letting fear control you, you might not find that job. You might end up taking a job that really wasn't meant for you anyway. So it's because you're hanging on fear. You're not really trusting and fully trusting in the process that God will, you got to let go of the job that you have, and trust that sorry, I don't have my tripod here, and trust the universe is going to open up a door of opportunities for you, so then you could be blessed with a different job. But these numbers are so important, because those numbers will guide you and lead you, and everything doesn't happen the way we think they're going to happen with the numbers. And what ends up happening is that you got to be really patient with the process. And if you're not being patient, or if you're not being positive to the things that you're desiring in your life, you could be going somewhere and like seeing like repeated numbers somewhere, and that's what you're going to want to pay attention to, is repeated numbers, is to pay attention to those repeated numbers. Like I said earlier, you could see 51, like 51, and then write that number down, 51. And then you could be on that same road, and the speed limit is 75, 75, 75. So you write down 51 and 75. And then you gotta do the work, and you don't want these numbers sitting around a long time. You really gotta check it out in that day. If you don't check those numbers out that day, because the next day you're going to get different numbers. Well, unless you went in the same direction on the same road, you might get the same numbers. If you went back on Route 51, and that would be the same speed limit sign, then those numbers would repeat themselves. But if you did something the next day, you went on a different road in a different location, the road sign would be different, and the speed limit sign could be different. You could go on a different road, Route 88, I'm just throwing that out, and the speed limit could be 60. And then you don't write those numbers just because you're on that road. It's only when your eyes notices it, even though you know that it's going to have it over and over again. But if you're on that road and you only see it one time, you wouldn't write that number down. So if you see numbers, repeat themselves over and over again, I would have to say 3 times or more really is, I always like, okay, I've seen that number twice now. So if it really was meant for me, I'm just going to wait for another time to see if I'm going to see that number. We'll just even throw a number like this, 53. You might see 53 somewhere, and maybe it's Route 53, but maybe you're only on Route 53 for a short period of time, and maybe you're only going to see it once or twice. So that would not really be a number. But if it was really meant for you to look that number up, you're going to see it more than 2 times. And when you see it more than 2 times, that is a number that you're going to want to write down. But you got to do the homework. It really teaches you patience, as far as, you got to make the time to look those numbers up. I'm not going to tell you, I could tell you what I do, but I don't want to encourage it. Is that, like, I was driving today, and so as the map is on, I'm listening to the videos on YouTube. That way I'm hearing it as I'm driving, as I'm actually writing the numbers down. I'm actually listening to those, numbers. That way I'm actually hearing the messages as I'm, like driving. So I'm not encouraging you to do that, but you could do whatever you want, whatever you feel safe on doing. But if you have spare time and you don't want to do it that way, and I'm not saying to do it that way, because I have my phone in my car on the, on the window, like in the air, so it's not like I'm actually, really using my hands at all, so when you do have spare times, you're going to want to look those numbers up that repeat themselves. And not only to look at the route signs on the side of the road, is also to look at like the speed limit signs and billboards. You're going to go past lots and lots of billboards, and that's where I've been getting the 888, 8888, and not just on one sign. One sign was for one company and it was another company, and then I parked at this area here, and then it was a different truck. It was a truck, and on that truck, part of the number was 888, and so today I definitely got the 3 8s and the 4 8s together. So that is a number that I need to look up, because that's like the universe saying starlight, starlight, and that's a great number. But different videos that you're going to find has different messages. So you really want to find what resonates, because sometimes it will have a message for you with those numbers, but part of the messages might be for somebody else, because not everything speaks to me. It could have been for somebody else. And that's the same thing how it goes for tarot card readers, when they're doing tarot card reading for a whole group of people on their YouTube channel, is not everything is meant for you. So you only listen to what resonates with you, what actually matches what you're going through and what you're going, what's going on in your life. So the other ways is numbers, is even when you're on your computer. Like today I got the 1111 today. Yay! I was so excited. When I arrived at the location, where I was heading to today, right after that, bam, I got the 1111. Sometimes mailboxes are going to have numbers on it, so when you're driving, you might recognize numbers. So you really want to, as you're driving and paying attention to the road, you really want to also check the numbers everywhere that you go, because those numbers have meanings, and you're going to get messages from the universe guiding you to help you for whatever it is that you're working on. Maybe you're working on some kind of project, or you want a relationship. Maybe you want to end that job, but you're afraid, because you don't have another job lined up. Sometimes when you let go, that is when God is going to bless you, because you let go of fear, and now you're letting go of fear, and now you're taking that step of faith to actually trust that the universe is going to bless you with that job that you really need and desire to have in your life. So by hanging on fear, it's really not good. And some of those messages will be a message like that, saying you got to trust us, Starlight. You got to have more faith in what's going on. And I'm just throwing this out here. Some messages will be, you have to be more positive in your desires that you want. I asked to help this morning. I was telling my daughter this morning, it's beautiful. I asked the universe last night before I went to bed, and I am not lying. I don't make up this stuff. I don't make up lies. I don't what I say is as real it can get. I'll even sign my name and date it on the end of the form. But last night I asked the universe, because I've been wanting to wake up, because I'm doing some extra stuff lately, and I'm like, universe, can you, because I love this when this, can you wake me up tomorrow with the birds telling me to wake up? Hang on, I'm just gonna let you see. It's nothing. But is that can you wake me up this morning with birds waking me up? And would you believe that actually happened this morning? I woke up, well, I was already awake, but I was just laying there, just like, I'm like trying to snap out of it so I can get going, because I gotta drive, I gotta get going, gotta get move, you know. And it's something how I was, you know, like in that, just like, I just want to stay here a little bit. And before I know it is, you know, right near my window where I was in my car. And it was loud. That crow, I felt like it was like right near my window. And it woke me, and it was such a beautiful way. I'm not that girl that needs the alarm clock. I can't stand the sound of an alarm clock, you know. So it was amazing how that crow snapped me. I mean, it was instant. Man, I heard that crow was like, I am ready to go. I'm ready. Let's get going. We're going. We got to get this day started. I got to be somewhere at a certain time. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got a busy day. And bam, I was up, you know, because those crows helped me to snap out of it this morning. Sorry, I've had an itchy nose lately, and I've been, sneezing a lot. So it might be because different locations and all that stuff. So the other thing is with these numbers, like telephone numbers on billboards, even like certain companies, like I think it's a gas station or something, but there's certain places or even a hotel, I can't remember what it is, but the number is 66. If you see like a company and the name is 66, that's a number that stands out. So that's a number that you don't want to just ignore. You want to write that number, like, because that's one of the numbers that I received was 66. You know, 66 was it was called, and I'm not sure gas station or a hotel, but 60, some of you, well, yeah, I know what that place is, you know, because you probably know, you know, if it's a hotel or a motel or a gas station. So that is a number that you want to write down, because those are going to give you messages, so then you know what the universe is telling you as far as to guide you on your journey in life. Is numbers have meanings. And when you pay attention to the numbers out there in your reality, you're going to get guided to whatever it is that you're working on, your desires. Maybe there's something that you really need and you don't want to mess this up. Well, when you get these messages, universe is going to help you with the archangels to guide you with these numbers. So then you got to work on the stuff. When you get homework from the universe, you got to do it. If the universe is saying, you know, you need to be patient right now, because the universe knows your thoughts. What are you thinking? It is so important. What are you thinking? You know, or what are you feeling? Those all matter, you know, because they're like separately like there, but it's like if you're thinking negative, it's going to bring those feelings of of a negative feeling, a lower frequency, and the universe is going to pick that up and know that you're not thinking positive because of what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And so then you're going to create that in your reality, and that's not what you want to create. You want to really be fully trusting in the universe is going to help you out. And there's times, you know, like we might be strong one day being positive and all that, and that's why it's so important to protect your energy, because other people's energies can affect us on how we think or feel. And so that's why you want to really protect your energy out there, is to make sure you're not hanging out with a bunch of toxic people. And like I just let, you know, somebody toxic out of my life, you know, and just I feel free now. I feel free. I'm like, you know, I had to let that person go, and it was something I struggled with a long time. And it was, you know, the universe gave me messages to let me know, you got to let that person go. And I'm, you know, I feel free now, you know, now I can move on. And that way doors are going to get opened up, because now I fully am letting go. You know, you got to, you know, because when one door closes, a door opens. So with the numbers, you got to do the work. I did know somebody, I still do know that person, but there was a person a long time ago when I was realizing there was something strange going on with these numbers. I told that person about these numbers, and before I knew it, they just ran off. You know, I'm like, where did she go? Where did she go? Like, And so she went off following these numbers and seen all these repeated numbers and started looking them up, and she went too fast. So you can't get carried away. It will trip you up. It can trip you up. If you don't know what you're doing with the numbers, it can bring you in places that you don't want to be. And so it is so important when you get numbers from the universe is to do the homework. Number one, look them up, find out what they mean. Number two, when you get a message, is that you got to do, what they say. And it really kind of happens like magic. It's like when I get a message from the universe, if the universe is telling me that, maybe I need to be more balanced, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get more balanced. That's my homework assignment, to get more balanced. If I'm not going to be more balanced, well, it's only going to give me another, the angels could give me another message saying, you got to get balanced. You got to, not be all one-sided, not doing this and doing too much of this and focused on that and not on this. They want you to be balanced. If the message is, you need to be more patient, you're going to have to trust. It's not, everything doesn't happen in your timing. That means okay, I'm being more patient. If you have to trust the process better, maybe you're not being positive. Okay, I'm going to be positive. And you could do the I am affirmations, whatever is going on, you can do the I am affirmations to help you out. I do want to make more of these videos because there's so many other things I could say on this topic as to help you out with those numbers, but I don't think there's anybody really explaining how these numbers work like this. A lot of times they will give you some of the information, and I had to learn the hard way on these numbers, and I've been doing this since 2016, and here it's 2024, and I'm still, if they weren't working, I wouldn't be still following. Would I still be following these numbers if they weren't? No, they've built up my courage. The angels got me more strong, by believing, in these numbers, and I had to test them out for the longest time. So those numbers do have meanings, is that you got to do the homework. If you, just like a job, if you do a job and you do it half-assed, well, that's what you're going to get, a half-assed job. It's not gonna look the way it should have at the end, Just like when I had my cleaning business, if I just did a half-assed job, when the clients came home and look at the job, they're like, oh, well, this looks great over here, but this looks like crap over here, and this over here, I could tell. Believe me, you're not going to last long as a cleaner. They're going to actually say, you know what, we got to let you go because, they see that you're not doing a good job. So anyway, I really hope you get a lot of help, and I didn't know these trails well enough, and I can't be out in the sun all this time. So hello, this is Starlight, and I did make a couple of videos. One I had to delete because the trails were getting too thin. I mentioned in my video how I was looking for this particular spot with the tunnels with the trees, and it's so funny. My intuition or whatever guided me anyway to find it. I didn't even have to ask one person. And I was thinking that when I was talking to you earlier on my YouTube channel is, I was saying how maybe I should just ask somebody, but it's funny how the universe guided me to where I needed to be anyway. And that's how this works, is when you believe, that the universe will guide you to whatever it is that you're searching for in life. And so I had to do this to share this with you all because I love you so much. I was gonna go find a place to meditate for the day, but here we go. In this beautiful, here we go. This is awesome. This is what I came here for. And this is really cool. Is Starlight was just making a video about being lost, and I was mentioning how I was looking for this spot is what I've been looking for, and it's like I'm going through a portal here, a tree portal, but they call it a tree tunnel, which is tunnel and portal, about the same. So isn't this beautiful? Of course, it's going to change a little bit down here, but this is part of what I was looking for as far as the trail. And look at these trees. I have never, you don't see these kind of trees where I came from in New York. So I'm not sure if this is just gonna be a dead end or not, because it kind of looks that way. That's how some of these trails have been, is that they kind of die out at the end. So we're just gonna go at the very end to see where this ends up, because I was looking for a spot to meditate. So maybe this is, I find two things at once. I can meditate down here for the day because I'm kind of behind on my meditations, and that's part about being balanced is to, you know, like do things that, you know, you're supposed to do or you should do, like having a balance, like your spiritual side, like meditation. And you know, I did my I am affirmations this morning. So anyway, I just had to make this short video for you to let you know that, you know, the universe guided me. I had no clue. It's just the way this works. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go so I can meditate. This is really what I was looking for, and it's funny because I did what I'm supposed to be doing, you know, is I was editing my video and I said, no, I really need to take care of my needs first, is to, you know, do my meditations for today, because I need to do a cord cutting guided meditations today to cut some cords. Starlight's got to cut some cords, and you might not even know what that is. So Starlight's going to do a cord cutting meditation for today, and that's why it's so important that I do this now and not to put this off. I am going to, you know, let go of my editing my video. Instead, I'm going to do what I should be doing. I shouldn't say I should or shouldn't, but you know, this is what I forgot to do earlier. I kind of got distracted a little bit. So, because the universe knew that I decided to stop being so focused on my editing, is to let go of my editing and to do the right thing by doing my meditation that I am supposed to do. And it's funny how in the process, on the way to trying to find a meditation spot, I ended up finding the trail that I was looking for, because I'm being obedient to, you know, the universe as far as being balanced in life. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that to you. That's a freebie, and I love you so much. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.